Alright, it is 9:35. This thing has officially opened past the trend line, the uptrending trend line. I did have a trade here with DIDY. I actually did try to buy some at an earlier point, right at the market open. And this was morning spike, previous day high breakout. So the previous day high was 495. And then we were opening right around that level. So then once we were trading above that 495 level, I did take a buy eventually at 932, which was right here at 497 and a half. Essentially, because of that, we were breaking above the previous day high, and it was a morning spike potential, and it can make a move towards the upside. I did a lot better with this trade, even though it didn't really bounce all that well. I want to see if it tries to break the day high, but I essentially was in it, and I did sell just a portion, 30 shares at 501 and a half at 933, when it just seems like maybe there was some topping price action, and then I try to be a little patient with it. Now, one thing to take into consideration, this thing is never closed under VWAP, which is ideal. So maybe if I made my risk level VWAP, I'd still be long. But my idea was a trend line and also the idea of VWAP breaking, like looking like it was going to break. I did sell the rest of my position at 498 and a half at 934, right when it was looking like it was going to break under VWAP. Also already well after the uptrending trend line right here. So yeah, I want to see what I can do over a longer period of time. I was also looking at this for like a dip and rip. I thought it'd be nice if it would just downtrend first, wipe out some sellers, and then uptrend, and then make a morning spike. But this one just started with the morning spike. I'll keep looking at this, and I'll make an update later. Okay, it is 10:14. I think I'm gonna be done trading with DIDY. First thing that kind of, wasn't ideal is that it had like a wick right here. This, I don't think this was real. And what happened was is that it just destroyed this chart right here, so it makes it look all ugly and not ideal to consider trading. And I did have two trades since the last update. I did do one here at 945. I did buy 100 shares, and that was right here at 479 and a half. So that was right here when I entered. And it looked like it was just showing some bottoming price action. I got in for a reversal long, and worst case scenario, cut the trade if it looks like it's gonna break the day low. And that's what happened immediately. The next candle at 946, I did it out at 476 right here, and it did break a little lower. There was a chance for me to have actually have considered it, but I just hate, especially right after I tried here, because it looked like it was going to do a reversal, and then I have the same feeling here. Then I didn't take it, but this time I did, and then when it uptrended the way it did with this one big green candle, kind of reminds me of that price action with GTII, so I never wanted to buy it. Never wanted to put any more money in this stock for that reason, but I was interested in it if it was going to ideally maybe downtrend again near the low, and then I would have been long. And this one did make a move. It did work out. I was just, I guess, a few minutes off from the ultimate reversal. At least I was on the right track, but I hate being on the right track when I actually make money off of these setups. And then I did try again here, but this was some of the sketchiest price action I've seen. Really sketchy price action. I bought 100 shares at 474 and a half, and that was at 1009 when it was looking like it was going to, be like a double bottom off of this range right here, and it was looking like it was going to break this range at 476 and then ideally make a move towards VWAP. Then we just had some of the sketchiest price action happen, and I didn't like it. It just threw me off. I couldn't like draw a trend line or anything either. I mean, you see this? How do I draw like a trend line that could work with this? So I just sold. I got out of it, and I'm not really interested in trading anymore. And I did sell at 1013 at 475. Right here, once I had like a move all the way to 480, and then it went all the way back, and the price action was just so sketchy. I can't explain it, but it looks like it looks like a listed stock when it's about to be halted and you see all of this volume go by at the at this right here. You just see all this volume go by and it just looks like it's about to get halted, but it never actually does. And then it just switches from green to red, and it's just really sketchy price action. So I did not like it, and I got out of it for that reason. it could sure make a move eventually to VWAP, but once it no longer trades like something I'm familiar with, I'm not going to give it any more money. And I think that's it for right now. I don't see anything else that's really ideal for a setup. So I'll make an update later. I did everything I was supposed to with this setup. It just was a few minutes later when it worked out eventually, just, briefly breaking the bottom a little bit, and then it turned around. And then that first one here I traded well, and this was fine too. So I'm glad I'm trading better, but I would like to actually see money out of it, not just being on the right track, because that's just not how you can pay bills or, buy stuff. So I'll make an update later. If not, when the market is closed, I'll still look for setups, but I don't necessarily want to trade this one anymore. Okay, it is 9:48 p.m. and I am here to call it off. Overall, I'm going to be down on the day. $1.10, three trades with DIDY, and none of them really worked out. This second one did, but not when I tried it, and I hope this looks a lot better. I tried to organize exactly how all of these columns, mean something in this worksheet. And yeah, I mean, the first setup kind of worked because it didn't just fall off a cliff immediately. It did do an uptrend from the 495 level, the previous day high breakout, and it did get to 502. One little gasp for air right here before it sold off after breaking the trend line that I had, and then it did break under VWAP, close under VWAP, and sell off, and then I did do that second attempt, which did work out just a few minutes after I got out. At 9:45, it did, do the thing right here when I entered, and then, it did look like it was gonna break the day low, which it did, and then, it worked the next few minutes, and I could have tried it right here, but again, I was kind of thrown off because I tried it right here, trying to go for a bottom, and then, I was wrong, and then the next one does it. Unfortunately, that was the case, and then I tried the double bottom right here. This one didn't work out at all, and I'm fine with this one that, I didn't wait for my breast global to break or anything because of how weird it was trading, and it did eventually sell off here. And I had no more interest in this stock since, especially when the wicks started to, really mess with the chart on E-Trade Pro, really just making it look ugly. And I like, looking at E-Trade Pro for my charts instead of TD immediate trade. So that's pretty much it. Just disappointing. At least one of the setups could have, in theory, worked out, or maybe try again. But yeah, this just really sucks. All of the setups, didn't end up being, a nice, big W. But I'll keep trying. That's it for today.